Here are the steps I want you to follow right now if you want to start a towing company. Step number one, you need to plan. Boss, the thing is, when we talk about planning your towing company, you have to have a clear idea of the various stakeholders that matter. For example, if you want to be a successful towing company, you got to have a clear and good relationship with the local police department or police departments. Very important. Law enforcement must be on your side. Okay, so your business plan in terms of your towing company must serve as the navigation tool that you need to get you where you need to be. Okay, and consider which clients you want to serve. When you think of a tow truck, most will probably think of roadside assistance should you ever run into car troubles while driving. However, there is a large constellation of services you can offer and clients across several industries you can serve. Here are a few services and industries to consider. So you have roadside assistance for the general public. You have towing impounded vehicles, towing services for the city. That's what I was just telling you earlier about law enforcement. You have auto repair shops. You have the actual law enforcement when it comes to cars that really need to just get out of the way. Like, a car that's parked on a parking lot for, let's say, 2 weeks or 2 months or 2 years. And also auction houses, very important. And when we talk about business plan, you have to think about your budget, okay? So you want to account for things like licenses and permits, purchasing tow trucks or even leasing them. Tow truck insurance, very important. And this could be high or low depending on your geography. Employee salaries if you want to actually hire people. Business insurance. Okay, so when we talk about business insurance, we are differentiating business insurance from tow truck insurance. Those are two separate things. Also think about marketing expenses, vehicle maintenance, and gas. So those are really important things to think about. You got to think about also the equipment, because there is a diversity of equipment that comes with a tow truck itself. So you have to think about, are you looking for a flatbed truck, an integrated tow truck, a hook and chain tow truck? Okay, so depending upon the kind of vehicle you have, you might need specific types of equipment. Very important. So, and you also need to think about pricing your services. So pricing will actually have to depend on a constellation of things, including geography and the kind of target audience you have. Are you doing B2B, business to business, or B2C, business to consumers? Step number two, boss, you need to get legit. And by the way, welcome back to the channel. I want to quickly welcome you, and today we are having a conversation about how to start a towing company and be successful while at it, making a lot of bread. Very important. Now, when we talk about getting legit, we're speaking about a couple of things. First of all, you want to secure a unique business name. Okay, so basically you want to make sure that your name is unique and that nobody else has claimed this in the country. So you want to check, for instance, the U.S. Patent and Trade Office, the USPTO, to make sure that you're not infringing on somebody else's copyright. And think about registering your company. So before you even register, make sure that you choose a business entity. So when we talk about tow trucks, you have 2 or 3 or 4 primary business structures. You can choose to remain a sole proprietorship, in which case you're not really doing anything. You don't have to file paperwork with the state authorities or anything at all. So okay, it's fine. But you can choose to do business under a different name, so DBA. Or you can choose to become an LLC, a limited liability company. You can also be a corporation, or you can be as an S corporation. I mean, there are various types of business structures, but I'm just telling you here what you can actually have. Okay, so after you do this, and again, everything happens at the state level. So you're not really doing anything federally here. You're doing things at the state level. So for instance, when you file your paperwork, you are filing with the state authorities, okay? And so basically they'll let you know, they'll send you your paperwork to say, hey, listen, your LLC has been approved and you are ready to go start making some cash. But make sure that you have some basic paperwork with you. So you have your articles of organization if you have an LLC, and you also have your operating bylaws. If you have partners in the company, so you want to have a clear segregation of duties and in terms of profits and losses, but also everyday duties. For instance, you can say, you know what, I have a silent partner, and I'm the one who's active. So again, you have to actually clearly specify the responsibilities and rights when it comes to profits and losses. Very important. Also, think about having your EIN. Very important. You want to also have you want to open a business bank account for your towing company so that you can clearly segregate your personal affairs from your business affairs. So all those things are important because you are able to actually shield yourself from personal liability should something happen to the company, because stuff can happen to the company, and also when it comes to taxes. So this is why you want to actually open a separate account for your towing business. Boss, the third step is you want to think about getting funded. I want to quickly remind everybody of today's topic. We're having a conversation about how to start a towing company and start making big cash from day one. And so when we talk about getting funded, you do have several sources where you can get the cash. Okay, you can apply for a business loan. So you can apply for a business loan if you have good credit. Let's say your FICO score is in the 700. Your FICO score or your Vantage score 3.0 is in the 3.0 or 4.0 is in the 700. So you are good to go. So you can just go ahead and apply for a loan. And again, when we talk about business loan, this is not just to acquire the vehicle. The business loan can also for starting up the whole operation. Yeah, like getting an office, getting office space, buying office supplies, just basically setting up the whole operation. Okay, so think about that. And but we always tell people that, hey, listen, if you have good credit, it's better that you apply at the bank or credit union where you are currently at. That's if you have good credit. And the way to do this is you want to actually apply using EIN only. In other words, you are trying to shield your towing company. You're trying to shield whatever responsibilities and liabilities that your towing company might potentially bring. You're trying to shield yourself, your individual assets, from those responsibilities. So this is kind of cool. But if you don't have let's say you have a poor or fair credit, then you might want to go to an online lender, such as Kalamata Capital Group, such as Balboa Capital, such as they have a lot of players out there. We have covered this on other shows, but yeah, okay. And one thing I want to say, so applying for a business loan, you can also self-finance your business if you have enough cash. Let's say you're just chilling right now, you're just banking big time. You were in another industry before, and you just made a lot of cash, and now you want to start a towing company. Then you don't have to finance anything because you do have the cash already. You can finance everything yourself. Or you can just rely on friends and family to raise the funds that are necessary to actually start your operation. So either way, you really just need to think about the best way for you to get funded. Very important. Step number 4, boss. So we're still having a conversation about how to start a profitable towing company from day one. Number 1, plan. Number 2, getting legit. Number 3, get funded. Number 4, comply. So what does comply have to do? Comply. Why is complying is so important? Well, if you remember, I said at the beginning of this show that you might have to deal with law enforcement. So the thing is that, if you don't comply at the business level yourself and you are dealing with law enforcement, it's just crazy, right? You do have there a dichotomy. You have a contradiction. It doesn't make sense. So please make sure you comply. And when we talk about complying, we're speaking about obtaining licenses, permits, and business insurance. Okay, this is really important. The thing is that generally, tow truck business owners will need to secure the following licenses and permits. So you have indictment management permit to tow vehicles without consent when requested by law enforcement, private property permit to tow vehicles without consent when requested by the parking facility owner, the consent to tow permits to tow vehicles with consent by the vehicle owner, the oversized vehicle permit to operate a tow truck that exceeds a certain weight load, and Class B driver's licenses to authorize drivers to operate a vehicle that weighs over 26,000 pounds or to tow another vehicle weighing 10,000 pounds or less. So this is really important. When we talk about compliance, you also need to purchase purchase tow truck insurance. As you can imagine, operating a tow truck business exposes you and your drivers to various road-related risks and hazards. And purchasing insurance ensures that you are covered during an unfortunate accident. There are various types of insurance to consider for your business. So you want to think about auto liability insurance. This covers you when you are at fault during an accident and must cover the other driver's medical and property expenses. Think also about physical damage insurance. Covers any necessary repairs to your tow truck during an accident. Comprehensive coverage is useful when your vehicle is damaged outside of a collision, such as fire, theft, falling objects, or collision with an animal. Unhooked coverage is necessary for protecting you should any vehicle get damaged while hooked up to your tow truck. And uninsured motorist insurance covers any injury to you or your passenger caused by a driver who doesn't have insurance or during a hit and run accident. So you can see that you do have a constellation of insurance policies that you need to think about. And you also need to think about taxes, okay? So small business taxes, you need to think about oversized vehicle permits. You have to think about certificate of occupancy. So those are really important. And so yeah. Step number 5, boss. You got to build credit. I just want to quickly remind everybody of today's topic. We're having a conversation about how to start a profitable towing company from day one. So step number 5, you need to build credit. The thing here is that when we talk about building credit, we're speaking about, again, a list of things you need to do. And you need to start with opening a business bank account and also getting a business credit card. You got to get those two. The reason is that if you are in business and you're trying to grow your business, at some point, let's say you want to buy another vehicle, another tow truck, you want to buy 2 tow trucks, you want to buy an entire fleet of tow trucks, you got to have the appropriate business credit and personal credit score, for that matter, to actually qualify for funding. That's why you got to talk to banks as you go along, okay? And the thing is that using dedicated business banking and credit accounts is essential for personal asset protection. And so when your personal and business accounts are mixed, your personal assets, your home, car, and other valuables are at risk in the event your business is sued, okay? And this is what the lawyers call piercing the corporate veil. So this is really important. So you want to open a business account. You want to open net 30 accounts, okay? So if you have to buy office supplies for your tow truck, for example, you might have to use some products from Uline, from a Granger, okay? So it's important to actually trying to have net 30 accounts with them so they can report your transactions to the 3 credit bureaus on the business side. I'm speaking about Dun & Bradstreet. I'm speaking about Experian. I'm speaking about Equifax. This is really important. And you also need to think about getting a business credit card. Okay, business credit card is going to really help you actually build but the thing is, please make sure that the business credit card reports your transaction to credit bureaus, because not all business credit cards, and the same is true for net 30 accounts, not all of them reports your transactional data to the credit bureaus. So this is really important. And one thing I want to say also is that please make sure that you set up your business accounting. So recording your various expenses and sources of income is critical to understanding the financial performance of your tow truck business. Okay, so keeping accurate and detailed accounts also greatly simplifies your annual tax filing. So there are a lot of benefits that come with that. This is really important. Let me talk to you now about step number 6. So you have to promote. So the thing here is that, you have actually set up your tow truck business, and not a lot of people know you. So what do? Well, you have to promote your business. You can't just, stay around and just, stay lethargic and not do anything and hope for the best. No, No, help yourself, help the universe. For the universe to help you, you got to help yourself out first. Okay. So when we talk about promoting your business, you have to understand a tow truck business is primarily local. It's like you can't be like in New York and say, you know what, I'm gonna promote my tow truck business in Chicago, unless you have a fleet or you have a staff in Illinois. Okay, so my point is that a tow truck business is primarily local. So you need to actually rank for local SEO. We're talking about actually having an account in on Google My Company, my Google, for example. So when somebody types things relating to tow truck business in your area, they are constantly redirected to your contact. So think about it that way. Also, try to become a AAA contractor. This will help you a lot. Actually, boost your profits. Trying to hire more employees. This is very important. And also trying to define your brand. Constantly define your brand. This will help you also. And it's really important if you want to market and promote a towing company. Please, you want to actually think about a constellation of things: websites, social media presence. Okay, you want to make sure that you treat customers pretty well, that you treat your drivers pretty well too, because you want to keep customers coming back and back and back, especially those quote unquote repeat customers. For example, if you have a good relationship with the city's police department, think about it. This is just bonanza because you have access to a wonderful list of clients, our potential clients. So think about that, okay? And think about having a website. Of course, I already said that. Think about making sure that you have other ways to engage with your future clients or with your existing clients for that matter, okay? It's all about building something outside of YouTube that you can parlay into YouTube later on to make some money. This is just fantastic. Last but not the least, I want you to manage, boss. You know, the thing here is that you are able to start your towing company. Things are going slow at the beginning, but it's okay. Every business starts slow. Some businesses start slower than others. This is just what it is. You can't do anything. So you have to get to a point where you ask yourself, what am I doing in the meantime? What am I doing before the actual money comes in? Well, before you start making some real cash, you need to think about your responsibilities as an employer. Okay, so the early stages of starting a tow truck business can feel overwhelming. Before hiring staff, you probably assume several responsibilities such as answering phones, driving to the client's location, marketing, and balancing the looks. Okay, so if you hire employees, you will want to research the OSHA employer responsibilities to ensure that you are complying with your obligations as an employer. And some key points to consider are posting the employee's rights and responsibilities in plain view, especially important if you open a central dispatch office. Okay, provide safety training using clear language and vocabulary, confirming that all of your tow truck drivers are properly trained and they have a Class B driver's licenses, and keeping tidy records of work-related occupational injuries. So basically, so this is tautology here. So when we talk about occupational, then this means work-related. So occupational injuries and illnesses. Okay, so you have to really settle in your responsibilities as a boss. That's if you're not an owner-operator. If you're just an operator, then yeah. One thing I also want to say here is that you want to set up your business phone system, because this is how you are going to get all the calls about some kind of legit business. Okay, nowadays everybody has some kind of a communication. Let's say people have WhatsApp, people have a lot of stuff. They have Viber, they have Telegram, whatever. But the thing is, some cities are still doing things the old school way. They will contact you directly to make sure that you are available to do the job that you are being paid for. So please make sure that you are ready, that you have put everything in place, that you can answer at the exact time. This is just fantastic. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was just talking to you about how to start a towing company. And here's a recap. Number one, you want to plan. Number two, you want to get legit. Number three, you want to get funded. Number four, you want to comply. Number five, you want to build credit. Number six, you want to promote. And number seven, you want to manage. Very important. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. God bless you. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.